Kenneth Grahame, his children literature cherished for generations. 1. Life and family. Kenneth Grahame was born on March 8, 1859, in Edinburgh, Scotland. His early life was marked by tragedy, as his mother passed away from scarlet fever when he was just 5 years old. Following her death, his father, who struggled with alcoholism, was unable to care for the children, and they were sent to live with their grandmother in Berkshire, England. This countryside setting, particularly the Thames River, played a significant role in shaping his literary imagination and later inspired the setting of The Wind in the Willows. Despite his evident academic ability, Grahame was unable to attend Oxford University due to financial constraints. Instead, he secured a position at the Bank of England, where he worked diligently and rose through the ranks to become the bank's secretary. His banking career provided financial stability, but was not his true passion. Writing became an important creative outlet for him, and he contributed essays and stories to various publications. Grahame married Elspeth Thompson in 1899, and in 1900, they welcomed their only child, Alastair. Unfortunately, their son was born prematurely and had vision impairments, which made his life challenging. Grahame had a deep, affectionate relationship with Alastair, often telling him bedtime stories that would eventually evolve into The Wind in the Willows. 2. Main works. Kenneth Grahame's literary contributions include essays, short stories, and his most famous novel, The Wind in the Willows, 1908. Before this, he gained recognition for his collections of short stories, including Pagan Papers, 1893, and The Golden Age, 1895. These works capture the nostalgia and innocence of childhood and reflect Grahame's longing for the simplicity and imagination of youth. His second short story collection, Dream Days, 1898, continued this theme and included the beloved tale The Reluctant Dragon. This story is about an amicable dragon who prefers poetry over combat. It has been widely adapted, including a well-known Disney adaptation. However, The Wind in the Willows remains his defining work. Initially published as a series of bedtime stories for his son, the book evolved into a whimsical and adventurous tale featuring anthropomorphic animals, mole, rat, toad, and badger, who embark on various escapades along the English countryside. Though initially met with mixed reviews, the novel gained a dedicated readership and later became a classic of children's literature. It has been adapted numerous times for stage, screen, and radio, and its themes of friendship, adventure, and the comforts of home continue to resonate with audiences. 3. Anecdotes and controversies. One of the most famous anecdotes about Kenneth Grahame revolves around the creation of The Wind in the Willows. Grahame initially narrated the stories to his son, Alastair, who was fondly nicknamed Mouse. When Grahame was away, he would send letters to Alastair, elaborating on the adventures of Mr. Toad and his friends. These letters later served as the foundation for the book. This personal connection makes The Wind in the Willows not just a literary masterpiece, but also a heartfelt tribute to his son. Despite his success as a writer, Grahame was a private and somewhat reserved individual. He rarely engaged in public literary circles and preferred a quiet life by the Thames with his wife and son. His withdrawal from the literary world after The Wind in the Willows suggests that he did not seek fame, but rather wrote for personal fulfillment and the joy of storytelling. There are some debates concerning the interpretation of The Wind in the Willows. Some critics have argued that the book carries underlying political and social messages, particularly regarding class structure and nostalgia for a vanishing pastoral England. The character of Mr. Toad, for instance, has been viewed as a satire of the British aristocracy, with his reckless spending and disregard for consequences reflecting the follies of the upper class. Others see it as a whimsical children's tale with no deeper agenda. Grahame rarely discussed the deeper meanings of his work, so it remains uncertain whether he intentionally embedded these themes. For conclusion, Kenneth Grahame's literary legacy endures, with The Wind in the Willows continuing to captivate readers of all ages. His ability to weave together themes of friendship, adventure, and nostalgia has made his work timeless. Despite the debates surrounding his life and work, there is no doubt that Grahame's influence on children's literature is profound, and his tales of mole, rat, toad, and badger will continue to be cherished for generations to come.